Hey guys, how's it going? So we have here today a PENN Spin Fisher 6500V, the 5th generation. This reel was serviced by me back in March of this year, 2020. It had water back then. When he brought it in, it didn't work as well, and I did fix it. I replaced everything that needed to be replaced, and he's used it ever since. It's been fine. This time it came back again because he was fishing at night. Somehow he lost the reel, couldn't find it, and it was submerged underwater the whole night and some time of the day, the following day, because he found it the next day. Actually, he fished it the next day. Don't ask me how, but he did. So I opened up the reel to inspect it, and to kind of show the importance of why it's good to service your reels. Brand new reels out of the box do not come with this much grease. It comes with a lot less grease, significantly, and that's a problem. If you can see, or as you can see, there's corrosion there on this part of the side plate, right there and right there. The rest of the reel is fine. You can tell the grease is milky because obviously it was underwater, but the grease did its job. The drag system right here also got water inside. I mean, I did say the reel was submerged, but trying to be a little specific here. As you can see there, and in this area, it's milky. Right here, it's not as milky, but it was already turning milky. The drags were wet; they already dried up because I took them out of the spool. They were dry, but they were wet. I will go run by these and clean it. The main housing where all the gears or the oscillating gear are in, is also fully greased with water. As you can see here, is leaking, and already has corrosion buildup here, and where the pinion meshes with the main. So despite this having a seal, it's not watertight. It does a little bit in the case where you might get splashed with salt water, or it might fall in the water, but you quickly pick it up. But it's not meant to protect it if it's submerged for X amount of time. I haven't opened the pinion bearings yet, or the area where the pinion bearing is, but I'm almost positive that it has water as well. Now, this shows that even with this much grease, or better yet, a serviced reel from a service center, corrosion still builds up, but nowhere near as much as if this would have been a brand new reel that comes from factory with little grease, or a reel that has been used for X amount of time and has not been serviced for X amount of time. This is very little corrosion. I can assure you, those reels that I just mentioned, had they been underwater for X amount of time, you'd have a much worse picture right now. You'd have much more corrosion. Probably a lot of parts would have to be replaced. I'm sure bearings would have gone bad. Before I opened up the reel, I did turn the reel over, flip the bail. You know, I tested the reel out. I could have probably sold the reel and nobody would have known that anything was wrong with it, even though there is, as you can see, the corrosion. But the reel worked fine. In other words, the service this reel got did protect this reel from this incident, of which brought the reel back. Now, is that valuable to everyone that owns a fishing reel? Maybe, maybe not. For those that do fish heavily, which usually I get the customers that fish heavily or use their gear a lot, this is very worth it. This is very important. I've had these drag systems come back completely covered in salt, spool, the aluminum on the spool eaten up, and spool has to be replaced. And as you can see here, the fact that it was submerged in the water with corrosion buildup, the spool is pretty good. The grease did its job, the service did the job. I do have to reservice this reel again, but just want to show you guys, the importance of it, of servicing your reels, and this is firsthand, view of a reel that was submerged in water and how it looks inside after a quality service.